All right. It looks like we have most of the people in now, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. We're excited to have you here today. This is part of GetSetUp's new initiative on exposing economic opportunities to our community. And it's really exciting today because the one that we're going to talk about is opportunities within GetSetUp itself. So let me just my name and introduce myself. My name is Judy Stelling, and I'm currently the director of the Jobs Initiative at GetSetUp. So we're excited that you're here. You probably all know what GetSetUp is, but if you don't, it's an online platform for older adults where you can learn new skills, connect with others, and have new experiences. We are a 100% remote workplace. Everybody within GetSetUp is working from their homes or locations, which kind of makes it really cool today. And the opportunities that we're going to talk about today, we're going to spotlight two opportunities in particular. They are both flexible opportunities, part-time opportunities, and one is for the technical support specialist, and the other is for the U.S. Guide. And today, to talk about those two opportunities, we have the hiring team from those departments in GetSetUp. Sarah Urban, who's our Director of Support and IT Services, is going to talk about the Technical Support Specialist. And Wade Yarborough is the Guide Program Administrator, and he'll give you all the information about the U.S. Guide role. One of the things I wanted to point out before we get into the details of the job, just direct you to where you can actually apply for these positions. If after this session you decide, gosh, they sound really good and you are interested in applying for either of them, you can go to our job site, jobsgetsetup.com. And on that site, there's two positions. One is the instructor, and the other is the technical support. So here's a snapshot of the site. And over here, you can see there's a link that says jobs. You would click right there. And then amongst the job listings, you would see these two positions featured there, as well as positions with some other employers that we're currently working with. In addition to that, we would love for you to, after you apply, to just send a real short email to hr@getsetup.io. And in that email, just mention that you attended the employer showcase and that you have applied. That way we'll know to call that resume out and look at your application specifically. So on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah and let her talk about the technology supports position.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you so much for having me, everyone. This is a position that we are very excited about at GetSetUp. It is the Technology Support Specialist with a hashtag of partner. A little bit about this Technology Support Specialist position is that this person is going to be part of a 6-person team, and they are going to be focusing on our partner onboarding project. They're going to be working with new, existing, and interested members of GetSetUp to help them synchronize their partner account with their GetSetUp account for the best possible GetSetUp experience. So something a little bit about the day-to-day, we are looking for our members to follow a script. The staff member will reach out to a target group via email, by phone, and also by scheduled appointments for video conferencing. We're going to be using tools such as Zendesk, which is a customer ticketing system, Zoom for video conferencing, Slack for communication, and Google Sheets for tracking. So you can tell I'm really excited about this position. Next slide, Judy. All right, so our work hours, as Judy mentioned, this is a remote position. It is a part-time and it's temporary. So we focused on that project base. It's Monday through Friday. We're looking for around 6-hour blocks. We do have 2 positions with the same job title still open in the team. So it is, one is a 6-hour block and one is a little bit more flexible, less hours. The blocks can be between 9 a.m. Eastern time until 7 p.m. Pacific time. So because we're remote and all across the United States and worldwide, we do have some pretty flexible block hours. Our training, we have a training plan. After signing your new hire contract, the staff will go through a 2-day hands-on training on how to work with the team on the project. Technical requirements. We work from home, so you must have a reliable high-speed internet. We are giving out, because this is a staff position, we are giving out a Windows laptop and a headset. All right, the pay rate for this position is $18 an hour, and the work environment is a remote. You never have to leave the comfort of your home. However, we do ask that you have a quiet and professional space to conduct calls and video meetings. And I just did want to mention also that the communications with the team are asynchronous, but we're also a lot in the same shift. So all throughout this shift, we try and focus on communication. Next slide. All right, so the application process, you apply for the tech support specialist partner position on the website. We screen the applications. If you pass the initial screen, you're going to be contacted to schedule a call where we're going to learn a little bit more about you, your skills and interests. You may also be asked to share your screen via Zoom to demonstrate some of your technical skills and following a process. We do encourage older adults to apply, and we value your experience and maturity that you have to offer to our learners and our team members. All right. I think that is it. So thank you very much, Judy. Thank you, team, and on to you, Mr. Wade.
Yes. Just a little note here. We have everybody muted, and we are going to open it up at the end for questions. But in order to allow us to get through all the details of the positions, we'd like you to stay muted while Wade continues on explaining about the U.S. guide role. So on to you, Wade.
Okay, thanks, Judy. My name is Wade, and I recognize a lot of faces there out there. I am a guide at GetSetUp and have been for quite a while, but I also do some other administrative things, and as well, part of it is interviewing for new positions and helping new guides get on board. So I want to briefly talk about this U.S. guide job. The guide designs, develops, and teaches online classes using Zoom. And they teach in subjects they have expertise, skill, and in some cases, certifications. Guides are expected to build their own classes, which means you would come up with the class concept, give it a title, a description, learning objectives, prepare your slides, and develop class notes. So what would you be teaching? The subject categories are broad and include, but aren't limited to, fitness and wellness, technology, work and jobs, food and nutrition, travel, art, music, and entertainment, a very broad area. And guides typically teach things that they're really interested in. It doesn't necessarily have to be what you did when you were working. You may have worked as an accountant, but your real passion is cooking or travel. So you can come and teach those things that you're passionate about to other people and share those things with them. And you can certainly teach in more than one category. So if you have interest and expertise in travel and technology, you can teach in multiple categories. Work hours, guides are part-time independent contractors. So you let us know the times that you're available to work and the maximum number of classes that you would like to teach per week. And this can even vary week to week. So you are, as a contractor, very much in control of your work schedule. But the actual hours worked also depends on demand for your classes. So if you have availability to teach 10 hours a week, but demand is only enough to support 7 classes a week, you may be teaching fewer classes than maybe your total availability would allow. So there is no guaranteed number of hours per week. It really is driven both by your availability and demand for your classes. There is significant training as well. So once you signed your contract, you'll go through what we call Guide Academy, which takes you through a process where you learn all the different tools and processes that you need to know to teach on our platform. And this is self-paced, and but there is a lot of hands-on work as well as one-on-one time with your mentor, which right now would typically be me, helping you go through the process so that when you teach your first class, you've done it in a practice safe environment and feel comfortable teaching a class. In terms of technical requirements, as Sarah said, this is remote, so you do have to have a reliable high-speed internet connection and a computer that is reasonably current, 1 to 2 years old, with a camera and microphone. Pay starting rate is $25 an hour for class time, but you're also paid for other things such as mandatory training, class prep time, and other things that you might be asked to do at that same pay rate. The work environment is guides work flexible hours, as I already mentioned, and you never have to leave the comfort of your home. I think that's one of the greatest benefits of working for GetSetUp is you're working from home. And there's also going to be a TA in your class to help you manage the more technical aspects of the class and also deal with learner technical problems. So the TA handles those things so you can focus on teaching your class. And in terms of the application process, it's similar to what Sarah mentioned. You would apply for the instructor remote US position on the jobs.getsetup.com site that Judy mentioned. Applications are screened, and applicants passing that initial screen will be contacted to schedule a call. That way we can get to know you better. You can learn more about the position. We can learn more about you, your interest, what you'd like to teach. And you may also be asked to actually teach a short class via Zoom. So you can demonstrate your teaching skills for us. Again, our training isn't meant to teach you how to teach your classes. You bring that to us. But this gives us a chance to see how you teach, and you get to select the topic you're going to teach. So we won't tell you what you have to teach. You can pick a topic you're comfortable with for that session. And we do encourage older adults to apply. In this guide position especially, we really value the experiences and maturity and passions that you have and that you can offer to our learners. And finally, one question that's asked a lot is, what makes a guide successful? And there's several things that I've noticed that make successful guides. One is that they are motivated and excited about sharing their knowledge, expertise with older adults. They love to work with and teach people from diverse backgrounds. You'll have people in your classes from all over the United States and even all over the world, every different type of background you can imagine. It's a great melting pot. You need to be resourceful and a self-starter, able to work independently. Since you are a contractor working independently, there's a lot that you have to manage for yourself, even though we do train you how to do that. And previous teaching, training, and coaching experience is very helpful in this position.
Okay.
So I'm going to hand it back over to Judy.
Thank you, Wade, and thanks, Sarah, for giving us the background and the details about both of the positions. I'm going to have Andrea unmute everybody in just a few minutes, but once again, I just wanted to share the job site for which you can go to apply, jobs.getsetup.com. The two positions are there. And then again, request that you do just drop that short email to hr@getsetup.io, noting that you attended this the showcase session and that you have applied for the role. The other thing I wanted to just point out to you, since we're just getting started in these employer showcases, we have a feedback form regarding the event that we'd like you to fill out, and Andrea will put the form into the chat area. So if you can go to the chat and just copy the link and fill it out, we'd really appreciate it. On that note, I'm going to stop the share and we will unmute and open up the floor for questions. So.
And Judy, I see we got one question in the chat while people are getting unmuted. Chris is asking, are all classes 1 hour in length? And that's a great question, Chris. Traditionally, we've taught 1 hour classes, but we're beginning to experiment with shorter formats. We're teaching half-hour classes, 20-minute classes, 15-minute classes, even some 10-minute classes. We're finding that some learners like the hour-long format, but some learners would rather just get a short bite and a smaller class, so they appreciate the smaller classes. So that's also something you can tell us what type of format you're interested in teaching, and you can teach multiple. You can teach hour classes and 20-minute classes, however you want to mix and match those.
I have a question. My name's
Sure.
Meg. You said you require high-speed internet, and I live in a small town, and we have some difficulty with high speed. How fast a speed do you need?
It's really kind of based on the quality, and we can determine that. So for example, right now, your internet speed appears to be fine. Most places now, you don't have to have fiber optics. It doesn't need to be that type of a connection, but it needs to be a good solid connection.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other questions?
This is Megan Everett. I have a couple. I'm in the process of creating some e-courses that I plan to give from my own personal, well, my own business website. So is there a non-compete? Is there anything prohibiting me from doing courses on my own, business website and also with GetSetUp?
I can answer that question. Because you are the guides join GetSetUp as independent contractors. That means that you can teach elsewhere besides GetSetUp. However, you can't use the course materials that you create specifically for GetSetups in that exact same format in another medium.
Right, but if I'm teaching people how to use Zoom on my business website and also for GetSetUp, that's not a problem as long as I'm not copying the content.
Correct.
Okay.
And one other point there too is that you can't use the GetSetUp platform to solicit people for your other jobs. So
That's true.
Oh, yeah, of course. And then I do want to know what country is GetSetUp in, and is there any issues as far as taxes and reporting and such? Are they based in China or some country that we might have problems with?
Well, this role is for a U.S. guide, so you'll be teaching in the U.S. and it's an independent contractor position. As the independent contractor, you're responsible for your own taxes and handling whatever is involved there. If you are not located in the United States, that is a special consideration, and we would have to talk offline to work out that details of that.
But the company itself is based in where?
We are based out of Utah.
Oh,
But
okay.
we're 100% remote organization. So you've got people all over the world working for GetSetUp.
we have
A lot of
guys.
your courses, and I'm like, well, maybe they're based in India. I've taken a lot of courses from people in India. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and we
you.
have
Well,
guides in the UK and Australia and literally all over the world.
yeah.
Hey, Judy, I just want to mention that people are mentioning that they can't access the form. So we can try and get that. We can get that fixed. And
Yeah, we'll get that
Sent back
fixed.
out.
And I will also then include it in the post-session notes that go out to make sure that they can go ahead and access
Oh,
that form.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
Mhm.
Okay.
Also, we had a question regarding the email where we have to send the applications. So maybe we can just add it in the chat as well, so everyone can have it.
Sure. It's hr@getsetup.io.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Regina Sanders, and I am curious because, about the classes. Say like you want to apply as a guide and you'd like to do a little travel class. You'd like to set up one for travel. And say, have you ever had anyone do it live?
Yes.
Like, yeah,
Course,
like
if
if
you
you
wanna
were
be out
in
walking
Bangkok
around
at the time. Yeah. So you ever had someone do a live broadcast from where they are for travel?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes, we
we've
have.
done. Yes,
Awesome, awesome.
Russ has done some of those classes. So it's really very wide open as to what you can do. I'm always amazed at the ideas that the guides come up with for classes that I never would have thought of. So that's one of the things we appreciate is people being creative about things you might want to teach.
Awesome. That sounds good. Thank you so much.
On that same note, say you wanted to teach a cooking class, and if you were able to do a live demo of you cooking something, that's something else that we do. Or if you're teaching an art class or anything else that, aligned itself to having more than just like slide presentations and speaking, we're open to
Yeah.
those possibilities too.
I think that's fantastic because, okay, say like I'm planning this trip to Bangkok. So I plan to take some cooking classes. Would I be able to broadcast that cooking class from there on GetSetUp?
If you're taking a class, you can't just, record someone else's class and put it on our site. You could take the class and learn how to cook what they cooked and then, do that class yourself.
So I couldn't videotape what I'm doing, what I'm learning at that time.
It wouldn't necessarily, I think what Wade is saying, while you were in that class in Bangkok, you couldn't simultaneously be broadcasting that on GetSetUp and sharing that as a class. If once you completed your class that you had taken, and then you were, back in wherever you're living at that point, you could present the material in a class to GetSetUp.
Okay, I understand now. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Stealing their
Sure.
their property.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Okay.
I think we see Meg has her hand up, Judy.
Meg, do you?
Hi. I was
Hi.
just curious. I'm not quite clear on the tech partner. I'm not. It's a 6-person team. I'm not sure what exactly you're doing on that team. It just was not. I'm not really clear. Can you clarify a little bit more?
Yeah, no problem, Meg. So it is a tech support specialist position. And because I put down that it's a 6-person team, so they're joining a project team. So it's a project that is focused on onboarding our current members with a different partner so that the partner and the GetSetUp accounts can be merged. That way, the people who have opportunities to be both matched with a partner and on GetSetUp can get all of the opportunities that both are advertising. So we are reaching out through email, we're calling, we're setting up onboarding appointments, and we're walking people through syncing their account with GetSetUp and this other partner. And then just walking them through different classes. We're just using all different kinds of technology. So if anyone has help desk experience or tech support experience, understanding working with different levels of technology knowledge and being able to support somebody on their Android phone or on their iPad or on their laptop to be able to walk through signing up for GetSetUp, and then also matching and bringing their partner information in too. Does that help?
And it helps. Yeah, I'm not sure what the partner is. Doesn't sound like. Yeah,
So
I'm not sure who the. Okay.
Yeah, so we have different memberships at GetSetUp, and one of the memberships is a premium membership. And we offer that premium membership through partners, and partners oftentimes will capture, the premium membership of all of their members, and so that they can go on to GetSetUp with all of the different opportunities at no cost. And so we have a partner who is excited to work with us to help GetSetUp members sync their accounts so that they get that GetSetUp premium membership at no cost, as well as all of the partner benefits.
And so let me just clarify. So could a partner be, like, I live in California, and I think our California library system pays for GetSetUp. Are they
Yes.
considered then a partner?
Yes.
Is that the
Great
role?
question and very good example. Yep. Our
Okay.
library system through California, we have state funded, government funded, insurance funded. So great example.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that question, Meg.
Okay, thank you.
But Chris has a question.
Yeah, hi. It's on the topic of soliciting the people who come to the class. If I taught a class on something where I actually wrote a book on that topic, would telling people about the book be against that policy?
I don't
No, I
think
think
so,
you
Judy.
can, yeah. No, I think you can mention that you've written a book on it, but we aren't, the site can't be used to sell copies of the book.
Oh, okay, yeah. But you can tell them that they can go to Amazon.
Yeah, that you were the author of the book, that's part of your bio, basically.
Okay, good.
Ruth Ellen, do you have a question?
Hi, yeah, you unmuted me, yes. Two technical sort of, well, number one, for the guide positions, do you anticipate that sort of being like a running ad that will, ebb and flow during different seasons? And so if someone's not ready right now to commit or wants to think through what topics they might want to present, that there'd be an opportunity in a few months, let's say. It just seems like the kind of thing that might be an ongoing running ad. I'm just curious.
It is. I mean, it's not necessarily out there 12 months out of the year, but it's something that's that we're frequently looking for new guides. So it would be out there a lot. So if you're not quite ready right now, or even if you do some initial investigation and decide you're interested, but you're not ready to start for another couple of months, you can certainly let us know and we can have you in the queue. But I can't
Okay,
guarantee
great.
they'll always be out there, but it's out there quite a bit.
Thank you. That's what I thought. One other thing, a little more generally, since this is brand new, can you give an example of other kind of partners, employer partners that you're that will be involved in this showcase? Do you anticipate that most of the jobs will be remote, or I want to verify, you said they're focusing exclusively on remote jobs?
No, we're not necessarily focusing exclusively on remote. What we are focusing on are employers that are age friendly, meaning that they have committed or made statements about that they are interested in hiring an age inclusive workforce. But some of the positions could be remote, some of them could be local positions, on site in their facility. So we're just trying to bring a variety of opportunities to the attention of the community to expose people to the types of opportunities that are currently, becoming available. Work is changing. The nature of work is changing. There are more and more gig roles and remote roles and contract positions coming about, but there's also the traditional full-time or part-time positions too. I want to just jump back. Excuse me for a second. I want to jump back to the guide question again, because I thought that was a really great question. The guide role is pretty much a fluid role too, meaning that the demand and the needs for guides vary over time. It's based on demand from what the community is looking for. It's based on demand from the partners. It's, a variety of factors go into it. And it's also based on our current staffing, where we have needs, where we have voids, where we need new skill sets to come in on different topics. So yes, if you apply today and maybe, I don't know, I'll just throw this as an example. Maybe your thing is writing, and we are already heavy on writers or guides, and we wouldn't need somebody in that capability, but 3 months from now we might. So I guess I'm just saying, when you apply, always keep that in mind, that it is fluid. And if you've applied in the past, just apply again. But the guide role does kind of have a tendency to be more like that. Wouldn't you agree, Wade?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
That's-
yeah. Laura? I
Yes.
see your hand raised.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'll lower it now, otherwise I'll forget to do that. Question,
Okay.
is there a difference between patrons and partners? There used to be a lot of discussion about patrons. And so I'm wondering, is patrons and is guides or partners the new term for patrons?
Gosh, Laura, I've been around a long time and I don't remember the term patrons being used that much, but
Okay.
the one that we hear today is partners. Partner, and those are government or private organizations with which we have partnership type of arrangements.
Right, and is there somebody that takes care of that? If we do have somebody in the local community that might be an asset to GetSetUp or GetSet an asset to them, who do we contact and what do we do?
Yes, we do. We do have a business development team that is focused on, securing new partnership relationships and also making the ones that we have thrive. And we can send you the contact of the person that you would send that information to. Or if you just want to send it, actually, we have an email. It's called partners@getsetup.io, and it could go to that, or you could send it directly to me. That would be fine. And I'm Judy@getsetup.io, and I would transfer it on.
Judy with an I or yes, with the Y?
Judy with a Y.
Okay, thank you, Judy.
Thanks, Laura. Meg, how about you? Do you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question for Sarah. Sarah, when you were describing the tech partner position, you said it was temporary, I think. And is that true? And what time frame are you talking about in temporary work?
Great question. Great question. It is from now. So as soon as the position is hired until the end of December.
Till the end of the summer. The
End
summer?
of December.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Veronica, we'll take one last, a little over time, but we'll just take this one last question. And then if there's other questions that arise afterward, don't hesitate to send them on. You can send them to me, Judy@getsetup.io. Veronica?
Yes, hi, my name is Ronnie. And my question is, if you have more than one, I guess, skill that you can offer, can you do that? Like I teach different classes for fitness. So if I have more than one, will that be a place on the application that I can add that just in case the one thing that I teach, you already have an abundance of people teaching it? Is that permissible to do?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's great. We love guides that can teach multiple classes and even in multiple categories. So we have people teaching 5, 10, 20 different classes. So that's
That's great to hear. Now, one of my classes that I teach is very unique. So I'm not sure, but I did apply last year and I did get some feedback and they were interested, but our schedules just weren't coordinating together. And I want to apply again, but I know they still probably have all my information. But the course that I was trying to teach, a workshop, is called Rebounding. And that's kind of difficult to teach, but it's great for a beginner's workshop to teach seniors how they can, I guess, better their lymphatic system and things like that, as far as lymphatic health. And I was wondering if I could talk to someone instead of going through the whole process again. And I knew who I was speaking with. I was speaking with 2 people. So I was wondering if I could talk to someone offline about that. That's my question, actually. Do I have to go through the whole process again after, filling out all this information last year? That's my second question.
I think I don't remember what you fill out, but you might have filled out information related to our community program. But yeah, it would be helpful if you could fill out the information before. And actually, if you look at the application form, Ronnie,
No,
it's
you can
very
call me
simple.
that. It doesn't matter. Ronnie or Veronica is fine.
I'm reading your name on the screen, but if you go and fill out the application, it's really very simple. It's just uploading your basic information in a resume, and there is a box for additional information. So I would encourage you in that box for additional information, just make a note of what you teach, what your skill sets, what you're looking to teach, and you could reference that you had applied in the past, and that information could be retrieved and reviewed.
Great. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining today. I hope it was helpful to learn about the positions at GetSetUp. We're excited to, inform you about them and make you aware of them. And for those of you who are seeking more, pay attention and to this new initiative we have, because we will have additional employer showcases in the upcoming weeks. So thank you all. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you again, Wade.
Hi, guys. Good to see you. Hi.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.